Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video tutorial. We will be going over another central cannon versus sandwich horse defense board. This will be board number 48 from Dubious Positions and How to Attack Them by Master Xiangqi and Grandmaster Xiangqi. Again, my heartfelt thanks for them allowing me to use their work to make this video. So without further ado, let us begin. Central cannon, bell corner cannon for the sandwich horse defense over here. And in this board, red will choose to attack very rapidly by pushing the central pawn forward, although this is not so commonly seen because it will be vulnerable for black. It will be vulnerable and black can have ample time to counter. But nevertheless, this is quite an interesting board and sometimes seen in over-the-board internet play by amateurs. Now, black's best counter at this point would be to play c6 equals to 5. Although it will be lost in momentum, but black can counter red central cannon with a central cannon, which is one of the most potent counter attacks available. Red's position, black's loss of one move would be compensated by red's poor positioning, but both colors would have made gains in different areas. Now, red will continue to develop both horses as proper horses as he would be prepared to attack the central file. b7 plus 1, black prepares to move the horse to the riverbank, and r2 plus 6, a threatening move by red to attack the horse, and this would be the blunder of this board. Now, this, although it would appear to be a very proactive counter, because not only would black threaten to capture any central horse, black will also be prepared to play p7 plus 1 to dislodge the red chariot, and there's also a possibility of h6 plus 4. However, as I mentioned earlier, this would be a blunder because red would have many powerful tactical combinations in store, and red would play p1, p5. Incidentally, this would be the position of discussion. So red will now attack rapidly. The pawn will now threaten the horse immediately. So there are two main counters. The first will be p5 plus 1, and the second will be to capture the central pawn, delivering a check with c5 plus 2. So let us go to variation A, p5 plus 1. Now it would appear that the horse will still not be in danger, but red will continue with h7 plus 5, voluntarily sacrificing a horse. Now this was a very rich and enterprising move that would give red a huge advantage. Now, again, p7 plus 1 is not possible because the horse would be captured. Black would be immediately trapped in the headache, in a very difficult position. Let's say if red accepted, instead of capturing the horse, red would play p5 plus 3, c5 plus 3 to deliver a check. Black can only move a4 plus 5. He cannot move the horse. Otherwise, black could now be threatening to capture the cannon to deliver a check and capture one of the black chariots or get out the material for a huge advantage. So, for example, check, and although red can be compensated, there's always a threat of a checkmate over here, etc. So no matter how it turns out, red would have a huge advantage. So a4 plus 5 will be red's best bet, and red would now capture back lost material. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but position wise, red would be light years ahead. So red can continue with r2 equals to 7, c8 equals to 5, h5 plus 6, etc, etc. It will be hard for black to try to hang on much longer, and the game will be over very soon. So this would be variation A. To variation B, c5 plus 2, red delivers a check. Again, h3 plus 5 is played. Now this is the correct horse to be played because now the cannons will still be linked. So c5 plus 3, black can only accept the trade. If instead he played h6 plus 5, again red would deliver a check and capture the horse. Black's formation is unsteady. Development of the other pieces is still way far behind, and it will be even harder for black to defend. So h6 plus 5 is not a good idea. Black can only accept, and red would now play c8 equals to 5, threatening the horse again. p7 plus 5 is still not a viable move. And black can only play h6 plus 4 to eliminate the threat of the central cannon. Now, if he was greedy by capturing the pawn, red will want to keep his cannon alive. This will be his biggest threat, biggest attack possible. Black defense. Red develops a left flank, and now red will have the entire situation under control. He would have a huge initiative. Other possible combinations would be h6, h5 plus 6, etc., etc. And the underdevelopment of this chariot will become a huge issue for black. So that is why h6 plus 7 is not a good idea. Instead, h6 plus 4 would be better, because there's always the threat of h4 plus 2, which is why red will now counter with r9 equals to 8. Black again protects the cannon. Red attacks the horse mercilessly with this check, forcing black to capture the cannon, otherwise he'll lose material. Black tries to protect the horse, but now, as can be seen, red's pieces are swarming all over the place. If black continue p7 plus 1, red will play r8 equals to 7 to threaten to gain material, etc., etc. This horse could also be developed from the central file, and this advantage will be overwhelming. So in this board, the main idea or the main problem behind black's demise would be h7 plus 6, whereby although it would seem to be a very proactive and good move, it would be met with red's very potent counter-attack. So let us view this board from the eyes of black. Central cannon, and red attacks from the central file. A good counter by black, and so far so good. Unfortunately, black made a mistake of h6 plus 4 and allowed red to push the pawn forward for the position of discussion of this board with b5 plus 1. Variation A, p5, black captures the central pawn with his pawn. Again, red offers a sacrifice, which the horse must accept, otherwise black will be all sorts of trouble. This is the central cannon, double cannon checkmate. This horse will be a sitting duck, and red would have a powerful attack. And red would gain a lost material, have a very superior positioning, and a huge advantage. Variation B, c5 plus 2. Again, red offers a trade of cannons, which black must accept, otherwise again red would gain a huge advantage. c8 equals to 5, h6 plus 4, correct move. h6 plus 7 would be terrible, resulting in even greater losses. And red immediately develops his left chariot, delivers a check, a discovered check, forcing h6 plus h4 plus 5, and red would gain overwhelming positional advantage. So today's board is a little bit short, but I think it's very practical, because for amateurs, this attack by red is quite commonly seen, and black wouldn't have to know what not to move. So instead, at this point in time, the correct move, the natural move, or the recommended move would be to play r9 plus 2 to first consolidate his defense before starting to attack. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up for this video. Also, I've dedicated several years of my life to promoting Xiangqi in English, and I've written several books. If you like the work that I've been doing, please do support my work and also the books that I've written. Thank you and have a nice day.